This is a Emergency broadcast. Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Podcast.
Listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are at 344. Clock, clock. Click, click.
4 o'clock. We're at 4 o'clock. Okay, very good. Well, yeah, it's a show, and let's see here. You said the number. Okay, so we've got the chat up.
All right, Crack Room, let's hear it in the ears. Let's go, Crack Room. Let's hear it in the ears. I don't hear you.
We've got it in the ear. So
I don't know yet. I'm hearing you. I'm trying to listen to you.
You can call in. You can call to the show. We can call into the show. It's a live call number every Friday, 319-527-5016. You can also use Skype to call into the show. If you do, send a message to Chuck. He's Charles.Ocelli on Skype, and he will call you. That's how Skype works. Or just call the phone number, 319-527-5016. Uncle, we got our live stream going, and I got all sorts of great new graphics that I've got on here.
I saw the one that looked pretty. It would look like psychedelic.
I got a lot of those.
I like that.
Whole lot of psychedelia. Let me pull up something psychedelic.
I just saw the one on your that's what.
Here's one. Oh yeah, look at that. So there we go. So now the live stream people that are watching either on my Twitter X or on the YouTube at Uncle Podcast on YouTube, on Twitch. What else? Kick. I think it's at Uncle Podcast on that too. You can see all these cool new crazy things that we're doing.
How'd you get them in now? So I kick.
It was pretty easy. Actually, a lot of these like moving images are just GIFs, just GIF images, GIF files that I use. And then I just kind of like lay them in here and I like crossfade and whatnot. And I've been having fun with the live streams, Uncle. You know, the VHS watch parties have been going pretty good for us.
Well, there have been some people in the Crack Room.
Yeah.
They came, Poppy Pat. Poppy Pat was in it this past week.
Yes, he was.
I call him Poppy Pat.
Poppy Pat made his appearance in the chat room. We've got Creative Accents now over at Twitch. Hello.
Crazy Accent also was on the show. Was on the thing. He was there.
Glad to have you there, Creative Accents. Thank you for being there. And yeah, we've just got we've got old Nintendo games. We've got images from old Nintendo games.
We haven't had those. We haven't had those playing. We've been doing the watch party with the videos. We haven't been playing them for a little while.
Yeah, we haven't been doing the vintage gaming with Uncle streams. We've been concentrating on the VHS watch party, which I've been enjoying. I've been enjoying that thoroughly, Uncle, playing the old VCR tape.
This past week we had a very good one. Cartoon Experience. That was very good, a cartoon experience. I sort of enjoyed it.
We did. Yeah, we watched. The tape said it was over 2 hours. It didn't seem that long, but I wonder if that was false advertising, honestly.
It might have been a little bit.
It seemed like it was shorter than
somebody is talking here. We have somebody in the
National Ball is beautiful.
What? Today is not only is it Friday the 13th, which is a special day for me, Uncle, but
wait a minute, that is true. Hey, Jason might be coming. Jason, I forgot about that. This is Jason night.
No, it's a special day for me, just Friday the 13th, right off the bat. But my wife just came in and informed me that today is Bald is Beautiful Day, which I love that. I'm into that.
Oh, his bald head. That's what we're on. The bald head contest.
No shame in this, Uncle. I'm not Tim Pool. I don't have to wear a hat to cover it up. I'm happy about it.
It looks good on you anyway.
There we go.
Don't even have to comment. What's the point?
Bald is beautiful, Uncle. Today's a whole day.
What'd you say? Who's that? What's going on? Oh, there's Jason. There's Jason there. I was talking about the dude.
There he is. That was Jason.
And I gotta go back and watch him.
That was Jason music. Friday the 13th. It is Friday the 13th. It's Bald's Beautiful Day. It's all sorts of crazy stuff are happening here. We're on Uncle the Podcast, Uncle. Call us, everybody.
Get the calling down and let's give us the first caller. And I'm gonna guess it's Jimmy. Gonna be Jimmy, I believe.
Please do call in. We would love to speak with you, as always.
Come on, Ringer. Come on, Ringer. Come on.
Don't mind me, Uncle. I'm playing around with the graphics.
There he is. There he is. That's Jimmy.
Oh, that was right on time.
That's Jimmy.
Goodness gracious, we got a call here.
Hello,
Uncle.
Jimmy. Speak up and call out.
Oh, it's Jimmy James, as expected. And I want to get your guys' reaction. Oh, yeah. I want to get your guys' reaction. Second year in a row, season opener. The Lions prevailed over the Rams. Your comment.
That is a comment I have to say. They weren't ready for the starter.
The Rams weren't quite ready, were they?
They weren't ready because look at what they had. They did not have any starters. They didn't play any starters in preseason, just like that coach does every year.
Yeah.
He doesn't have them practice before the first game. And none of them maybe had one in the last game, but other than that, there was none.
It's like it's a preseason game for the starters.
For the rookies.
Yeah.
Hey, though, I got some news for you, Jimmy. Guess what I got?
Yeah, what's up? What's that?
I got the first rookie shirt.
Oh, yeah, Uncle's got a new Rams jersey.
Rams jersey.
It's a Florida State player that they just picked up, Fisk,
who
is a defensive lineman.
Defensive.
They got two of those guys from Florida State this year, Verse and Fisk both.
And they got it's number 8, the next guy.
Yeah, you already got the Fisk jersey there. So
I got the Fisk jersey.
Yeah,
we're winning it this weekend.
You got us, Jimmy. Your Lions did beat us fair and square, and that overtime was painful to watch. Man, it was.
Well, at least it went overtime, and
I mean, they did good. I mean, both teams played good, but then that overtime. Man, the Lions were like a bulldozer, just would not be stopped. They just came right through.
Oh, they got a good defensive line, and it's a good running back. Gibbs is a good running back. Anyway.
Yeah, well, what's your take? What stood out in the game to you, Jimmy?
Well, first off, they played way better than I expected. The Lions, that is. Mm-hmm. Hey. They beat my expectations, I'll tell you that much. So I didn't have too much of a positive outlook on their things this season, but so far so good.
As we were watching it, I was thinking about you, Jimmy, and I'm telling Sidekick here. Boy, Jimmy's going to enjoy this game.
Well, I like it. The end was the best part.
Yeah. Well, it got crazy. That. Oh God, the overtime was painful. I was like, oh come on, it would not stop. There was just the defense was worn down at that point, and yeah, like Uncle said, they've got work to do. I do believe that this year the Rams will be good. They'll be a very good team. I think they already are, but I mean. The Lions are also an excellent team. The Rams have stuff to work out, which I believe that they will, and I'm not too worried. And at least they lost to a good team. That Lions team is good.
Well, I'm glad, in a way, Detroit is going to go somewhere this year, having a first win contest in the first week. Now, usually they usually lose for some reason that I know the Lions do, usually in the first game. But that was a surprise.
And I've seen that Chuck don't like the Bills. He likes the Jets. Well, at least Aaron Rodgers got his touchdown in, so he managed to pull that off, but then lost. And then the Bills went and totaled that Dolphin. He's in rough shape. I don't even think he should play football anymore.
Tua.
Tua, I believe Tua is in his career. My thinking is what's going to happen. This is what I was thinking.
That was horrendous.
They said it's up to him. Does he want to play or does he want to retire? But with the payment they got, he can live a good life. He'll have the payment off of his last raise if he wants it.
They've already been talking like how he'll get paid out if he has to leave. They've already talked about that.
I was listening to it on the talk show of the sports station in Anna's car, and they were saying if he decides to stop, he has a family, has kids. I would take the advantage of just retire, and he'll have all that money to live on.
He really ought to, because
I believe he should.
He keeps getting these horrible
and
injuries.
he has the senior things like to do that.
I mean, honestly, it seems like he's going to die on the field.
It looks that way.
He's lucky he hasn't already.
Well,
He's had so many debilitating injuries.
Even Nana says, "I hope he retires," and I think he should. And I can see who they can go after. You'd be surprised who I think they might.
You
go
mean
after.
to pick up as a new quarterback?
Yeah.
There's already talk of this, of course.
I'm sure it's underneath the carpet to find out. Still talk, but there's going to be a talk about it. I mean, I'll bet you that by the end of the year or before the middle of the week, the middle of the season, there's going to be talk about getting a new quarterback. In other words, it's going to happen.
And you haven't heard any word about who that would be, have you, Uncle?
Not yet, but there's this guy from the San Francisco. They used to know.
So there has been talk of specific people.
But they're the ones that we think. Me and Mrs. Sidekick was talking and saying, you know who they should pick up? The guy they had, who was bending his knees?
The guy who bends his knees? You're talking about Kaepernick.
Cappy.
Yes, of course. Kaepernick.
He's the only. He don't have nobody's team, and they give him a shot. If they go that direction,
he could come back. Huh?
He can come back.
That would be interesting.
I would like to see him anyway.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. All right. Kaepernick making a comeback maybe with the Dolphins, but I feel like Tua should hang up the helmet because nobody wants to see him die. It's horrible. He has to have sustained injuries that are classified as traumatic brain injury.
Oh yeah, he does.
He's had to have a couple of them these times, and then he had that crazy thing with his hip in college too. That was really bad.
Add that to it.
So he's been nothing but hurt bad. When he gets hurt bad.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. I think he better walk while he still can literally walk.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I believe you're gonna hear it. Breaking news. We have breaking news that he is retiring. I feel
we're breaking that right now, Uncle?
I have a feeling he's going to say something to his family, and they'll have a discussion about it, because I know. And there was a guy on the morning show, the morning sports show, said he was on it, and he knows him. He was with him. So he knows about him.
He knows about
Tua. That he shouldn't, and he knows he has kids, and it should. He should retire, because
he knows his story.
Morning show on at 8:00, the morning show with the lady and 2 men and him. And
okay, one of those silly shows.
Silly shows on. Okay, it's like
there's a lot of those shows. Yes.
Yeah,
it's one of them.
Yeah, and I was listening to him, and he said today actually I was listening to it, and he said, "Yeah, he's a good friend of mine, and I think he should retire." Okay. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hawaii fella.
Hawaii.
From Hawaii.
Oh,
also.
Hawaii. All right. Okay, well, if anybody wants to join us, you still can. Call in the number, 319-527-5016. Jimmy's here with us. We'd love to have you as well. You can also use Skype.
Yeah, for sure. If someone calls in, it knocked me right out. But on the video game thing, I'm not too much of a video gamer, but one thing that's aggravating me is I wanted to get that Vice City game for my phone because I've seen it for sale before for like $6, $8, something like that. And now I went there and it says, no, your phone's too new. Uncompatible. You can't buy it.
It's too new? That's the problem?
It says this game was made for an older version of Android or some such thing. I was like,
yeah, I know what he's talking about.
I feel like usually it's the opposite problem where your phone is too old.
No,
and you gotta update it.
Yeah, there's new Android problems now where if his phone is too advanced, yep, that's exactly what happens. There's certain things you can't get from the old Androids. That's why some people are paying money to get some of the older Androids that have games that are no longer available. They're just, they're not using them as phones now, but just it's like their own personal little gaming tablet because their favorite game is on a generation or two behind.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it doesn't work with the new one because they changed the way the memory's stored or some crap, as I understand it.
Yeah, and what really bugs me that I was like, well, why? It says hasn't been updated in 3 years. Why can't they just add a new update so it would work?
No,
lazy punks.
Because if they did that, Jimmy, then you wouldn't have to go to Samsung and pay them more money, would you? You see, there's the problem.
But that's backwards. I'd be going the wrong way. Apparently, I got to go backwards to play the game I want to. It says I got to revert.
Yeah, but see, if enough of you complain, then instead of a $6 game, they'll offer you a $20 game, and it'll have all the same features and new ones, and it's a new upgrade. That's what they're doing. See?
Yeah, I don't like it.
So now they'll sell you the Vice City along with San Andreas. You know what I mean? They'll package it together and be like, look, now you have 3 games. And you're like, yeah, I only wanted the one. Well, yeah, but this way you get to pay us $40.
Yeah. Because that's how they want to make money.
Exactly. That's what they're doing. That's why I'm going to replace this. I got to replace the Nintendo 64 console.
You have to replace an old Nintendo 64 with another old Nintendo 64. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, they don't make a new one. I mean, they make emulators and all that. But I went and got all the stuff so that, Frankie could do the N64 deal because he wants to do Mario and he wants to do GoldenEye. And I'm like, well, this is the best way to do it. So I went and I bought the memory expansion and, piece by piece. I couldn't afford it all at once, but here and there, okay, this is your birthday present, so on and so forth. And then the console crapped out on me.
I see.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was memory expansion packs in these things, and they don't make those anymore either, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all vintage, old stock that you gotta find on eBay, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but now it's at that weird point.
You can get new ones. You can get new ones from Wish.
Yeah, but those are emulators, and I have a Nintendo emulator, and it was great for 3 months.
Well, Well, these ones, I've seen ones where they will actually take the original cartridges, they say.
Send me a link. I'll look at it, because, yeah, definitely. I'd love to see Uncle play something like that on your...
well, if he has it on the machine here.
Oh, yeah, well, I have...
What do you have on here?
I have emulators on the computer, and that's what we play, and we have these Super Nintendo style controllers. I'm seeing if I can hold one up on the...
Okay.
I have one right here. So we have these style controllers, which is basically it's a Super Nintendo controller with different colors. So this is it has the exact same buttons, exact same shape. It's a cheapy thing I bought. I'm pretty sure on eBay I bought this thing. You can get them. So it works good, and I have a bunch of old.
I got you. But
some games.
If you know what, if you still had the cartridge console, I would send you something on loan. You know what I got? Is you know GoldenEye, right, Aaron? Everybody knows GoldenEye.
Yes, used to play it a lot. Yeah.
So imagine this. How about GoldenEye with Super Mario characters?
Oh yeah, one of those ones, the pirated games where they do that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I have that, and you know what else I got is one of the pirated games with 25 games on it.
Yes. Now, see, my emulator on the computer also has those games. I have the 25-in-1, 64-in-1. You can come across some really weird games on those things.
Nice. Well, I don't know. I went with the console. I really love the console.
Japan. I had one of those. I bought it from a mall in Toledo from people who were from the former Eastern Bloc. Anyways, this thing had this thing had a couple hundred games on it, including a lot of Japanese Nintendo games that we never even seen in this country.
Oh, yeah. I love those, fighting games that are, completely bizarre, like giant babies fighting frogs and stuff. Weird, it looks like anime. It's good graphics, literally like an anime you're controlling of fighting games and stuff.
The thing that I want to really get is something that's an emulator and that we can play old arcade games on. I know they have them, but I haven't looked too into it. I would love to play old arcade games like the Simpsons arcade, the X-Men game arcade, the old Aliens arcade game. There's a bunch of arcade games that I loved as a kid.
Well, search your Apple Store, because one of the advertising deals I almost got was on the arcade games.
Really?
I almost
just started searching Sidekick.
That was one of my
almost.
To buy those.
Yeah, well, go looking.
Apple had a thing where there was a setup where you buy bundles of the arcade games, and they are literally like Galaga, and those.
Oh yeah. See, I have Galaga already. I want some of the next generation ones where the graphics started getting better. Mm-hmm. A lot of these were the multiplayer games, in the
Teenage Mutant
X-Men, it was 6 players could play at once. Now, I know it's going to be different on an emulator, but those kinds of games.
Or they had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and each person could be a turtle. What is there, 4 of them? I forget how many there are.
Correct. Yep. That's
you get me example. In that store. I'll show you how to get them. Go with you, and I'll go with you, and I'll show you how to pick them up.
You're going to show me how to buy a game?
Pick these things up. You want to get them built up, get over all the games you want to find to put in here so you have a load of them.
Yeah, if they were just on the computer, yeah.
Well, and then you can set them on the computer.
Yeah.
Aaron,
so you can do that, but you have to buy them, though.
Do you remember the Punch-Out game with the where basically it looks like you're a green gridded guy and you actually fight guys in front of you and you put on boxing gloves?
I believe what you're talking about is the Super Nintendo sequel to the Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Became Punch-Out is the same game, but the sequel was Super Nintendo, I think is what you're talking about.
No. This is not a home game. This is an arcade game.
Really?
Which you put on boxing gloves in the arcade. And you were a green guy, okay? You were this green, gridded guy, okay?
Okay.
And you fought opponents. It was much like Punch-Out. Okay, except that was the thing about it is, and literally, if you could keep winning, you could keep playing in the arcade.
Right.
Yeah, it was like a 50-cent game.
Yeah.
It's
I know what he's talking about.
Do you know that game, Uncle?
Do you remember a sound?
Because it was in. You remember we were going into those things? I don't know if you were with us. Wife was.
Oh, you're talking about actual arcade consoles, stand-up arcade machines.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
And that's what he's saying.
That's what Uncle wants to get.
And they have those things, cool. And they go.
Well, they have.
I stepped into the ring on those things, playing on those things in where was that at Gamebox.
Are you talking about like Dave and Buster's?
No, Dave and Buster's.
Okay,
yeah, Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, Dave and Buster's.
And we're sitting there and shooting these things, looking around for something to punch, and boom, there was one. I was going nuts. Bang, bang, bang. It was actually going bananas.
Yes.
Well, I picked up a Creed 2 for at home, which is virtual reality boxing. But no, I'm talking about a literal stand-up arcade game. But this one was the one that you used to hear in the arcade. It would get real loud. Body blow, body blow, body blow.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Okay, now you remember it, right?
Yes, I remember that noise. Yes.
But the neat thing about that game is that you paid 50 cents or $1 to play. It was ridiculous at that time to pay that money. But if you kept winning, you could keep playing. If you could keep winning your fights.
Got it. Oh yeah, okay. That's hard though. Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying if you could get a home version of that, Walmart was making the combo stand-up arcade games for a bit.
Yes, yes. I've seen those in a lot of those stores, Walmart, Target, and all that. They were.
You know what I think we do, Sidekick? I think I know what you should do. Start going to these places. Start looking for these things, and then we'll have them here to put on the computer.
Yeah.
So let's just work on that before we start playing with these computers.
I might look into a really good emulator on those old arcade games. If I could find versions of some of my favorite old arcade games, I would love to play those.
Well, there was the Apple.
Man, those are good.
Yeah, there was literally an Apple arcade series, and this was one of the things they wanted me to sell was Apple arcade series, and you could get the Acclaim, or you could get the oh my God, what was it? I'm trying to think of the games, the game companies when it was stand-up arcade games, like Capcom. Right, there you go, Capcom,
Konami.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're getting it, Konami. And there was a great car game too that was really popular. I can't remember the name of it. I'm trying to think of it.
Turismo, or was it?
Turismo.
That was a good one, but there was
Cruising USA.
There was another. Now this is one where you have like weapons in your car and stuff. But it wasn't. It wasn't Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter's old. You have weapons like you could put an oil slick behind you, and
This was an arcade game?
Yeah.
I can't remember that one specifically.
Well, either way, what I'm saying is that they had that, and Pac-Man was made. Who made Pac-Man? I'm trying to think of who made Pac-Man.
Oh yeah, I don't know who the developer on that one was. That's a good question. That wasn't an Atari game, was it? Was it their property, or is it
no, because Atari even had such a fight with them. They had to come out with that crappy square Pac-Man when they first put it out.
Ah, I see.
And it was still a popular game, but then when they actually made Miss Pac-Man on Atari, it actually looked good. But they had
that's why the Miss Pac-Man, because that was their property. It wasn't the regular Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Makes sense.
Okay, that's what that was.
Yeah, so what you gotta have to do what you were saying. Go to these places and try to find those games that you want to have, find and bring them home, and we'll start.
Midway.
When you get them all together, we'll start.
Midway, yes, Midway's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Midway, I like that one.
You know their games, Uncle? Midway?
Well, they used to
Midway start shooting the shit.
They had a Midway. Okay, so they had a Midway combination game where you pressed buttons and you could pick between games, and that was a regular arcade game at one point. They started making those because in those days they put them into like laundromats and stuff where they only had space for 2 games.
Yes.
And that was also back in the days where they would clear out a space like near the front window of a 7-Eleven and put 2 games in the 7-Elevens. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
So they made the combo games so that you could press a button, and it's like, I want to play Pac-Man.
Oh yeah, I remember Neo Geo had those combo games.
There you go, another one, right?
Yeah, I remember those.
And then there was the really crappy ones that had the rollerball control.
Yes, the rollerball. Yeah,
I hated
they would
that
have
thing.
like golf games and bowling games.
Yeah, and then
things
like
that.
submarines for some stupid reason, right? Yeah, Bandai. Bandai is another good one.
Not bad on a thing. When they shooting in, they shoot out all the lower ships.
You like a good submarine game?
A submarine game goes up and down, and they see a ship and fire away.
Oh, I hated that submarine
Pull
game.
that sucker up.
That submarine game had the periscope. Remember the periscope, Uncle? You had to look for the periscope.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I couldn't stand that thing.
Periscope going up and down, and we're sitting there. He's ready. Go fire. And they're going to.
Well, you got to think, with my bad eyesight, that periscope wasn't helping me. You know what I mean? It was bad. It was a bad time. Even better, you know what? One of my favorite arcade games was, but you can't do this at home. Remember the thing where you basically just got two metal sticks that vibrated real fast?
Yes. What the hell were those things?
It was supposed
weren't
to
those
be
like love testers or something?
No. It wasn't. It was the opposite of a love tester. It was how much pain can you stand? Because it causes this weird shock feeling in your hands and your arms.
Yes.
And most people let go before the time's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like a toughness test where you had to, and it really all it was, these metal bars would vibrate at this bizarre rate of speed, and you had to hold on tight to them.
Interesting concept.
I'm just reporting. Okay, I didn't.
No, I remember those. I do remember seeing those things.
Okay,
yeah.
your option then to do is before we start looking for some of these things.
Okay.
And they
what I really want to get, I keep saying this, is my favorite old arcade games. I will look for those.
Go look for them.
And I will also say I'm doing lots of fun stuff with the live streams. I'm really excited about connecting the VCR, which we've been doing, but I'm kind of trying to conceptualize taking that further, maybe connecting my old camcorder and goofing around, playing old tapes from it. And so utilizing old tapes.
Oh, I love old camcorders. I tried to buy one of those like 2 years ago because somebody was trying to sell like 3 or 4 camcorders they had in a shed because they were doing some kind of like, video project or business at one point, and they shut down the business and just put the stuff in the boxes and left it there for like 15 years. And they were pulling them out of the shed. The stuff was brand new. It was like, I don't know where you're going to get tapes from, but these things work perfectly.
Yeah,
they're
great. I love them.
Only problem with that you have is that sometimes no matter what you do, the battery just expires, and then you have to plug it into the wall to make it work,
Yeah, well, for my setup, like the camera would be right here in the room where I just plug it in. It's another thing I plug in anyway, so that would be like kind of a so what scenario.
Yeah, you won't care, but it's not portable anymore because a lot of times the batteries are, done.
Yeah, but, I would always buy multiple batteries when I had the camcorders because I carried mine around everywhere I went. Me and my friends would tape stuff, so I always had several batteries.
Right.
So for each camera I had, that's important.
Yeah, because they would die after 20 minutes. But
I always got a bigger one than the one that came with the camera.
Oh yeah, no, always
I needed more power. Yeah.
No, whenever I bought one, my first question would be, how many backup batteries you got on your shelf? Because I want backup batteries, and they'd be like, well, you don't really need a back. Yeah, I do. 2, 3. How many you got? Every time. Bally Midway. That's what I was trying to think of. Bally / Midway. The two companies together. And that was the push product. Now, I don't know whatever happened with that product, if it was successful or whatever, but that was a deal that I almost had, was the Bally Midway video game situation. Oh, wow. And they made emulators, and they made special controllers for this package or whatever, so try and find the Bally Midway arcade, Apple Arcade product.
Well, you got mentioned here, Sidekick. That's what you have to look for. Okay. Before we start the games again.
It took me a minute. I had to think of Pac-Man. Which one made Pac-Man? Okay, but oh yeah, that's right, Bally, because they used to make pinball machines. Bally.
That's right. Yeah, Bally. Now, is that the same Bally's as the casino, Chuck?
I don't think so. But
Bally, right?
But here's the funny part about that. I think that they make the machines that did go into the Bally casino, but it's a different. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's funny because also those poker weird iterations of poker and slot machines, all those weird digital gambling machines are basically weird arcade games for adults that like to gamble anyway.
Yeah,
That's
and a
all they
lot
are.
of the same companies, you know, either slightly changed their label or didn't bother to change their label. If you look closely, the, you know, real professional gambler machines are made by the same people that used to make the kiddie toys, basically. You know,
Sure.
and pinball machines is another crossover because there's different types of pinball. There's pinball that you know of, and then there's the gambling type of pinball, which they used to have in the, you know, in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. No, I'm not kidding. I brought this up to somebody not long ago that Jim Garrison was involved in a whole thing, the pinball machine scandal, because the mob was controlling the fixed pinball machines. And Jimmy James is on the line. He knows about it. I don't want to go in that direction, but I'm just pointing out that, yeah, there's a whole thing to those machines and everything. Mm-hmm.
Love a good pinball machine. Love a good arcade game.
I can hear. I know those pinball machines. Just the balls itself hit the thing and bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. They keep hitting the balls back and forth before it goes down. We trying to hit this thing with the ball. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong.
Like, I'll tell you, if I was
nuts in that.
Yeah, I love that stuff. If I was a rich man, you know which pinball machine I would get? Uncle, did you ever see the Space Invaders pinball machine?
No, I would like to see that.
The Space Invaders pinball machine is one of the greatest arcade pinball machines ever. I love that thing. It's so weird, and it's got its own little...
do those guys come out?
Oh, yeah. It has the thing with all the balls that come out, and also it's got the loops where you can shoot the thing through the loop, and if you get it all the way through, you get a bonus, stuff like that.
Oh.
And that's the other thing with the stand-up arcade games. Aaron, did you ever play the Star Wars game where you're actually in an X-Wing? You're in an X-Wing fighter?
An arcade game?
Yeah, there was an arcade game where you're on the mission to go blow up the Death Star.
I don't remember the arcade game. I recall all sorts of games for computer and stuff like that.
I swear to you, I swear to you, if Creative Accidents was in my chat right now, he'd probably find it. Let me see if I can find it. But anyway, let me shut up because you guys are going on. And pinball, but Uncle, pinball's a good deal, isn't it?
Yeah. That thing it drive me nuts. Every time I see a pinball in a place, I gotta hit this. Because then there are all these crazy things that what's that place?
Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's. If I see anything like that, I go to it.
Mm-hmm.
They have them all over the place. Matter of fact, what I have, you know those cards that you can get a refill on?
Mm-hmm.
I got Dave and Buster's bunch of card. So you just add, all you have to do, you don't have to pay, you just have to add money to it. And you go play.
Nice.
I got loads of them. Because when me and his son went, we was going nuts with going all over the place, hitting. And,
yeah, it's all about you buy those cards, and then either the card, depending on where you're at, the card works either a timed card where you get like an hour's worth, or it's a card that's worth this many plays.
Yeah, many plays.
Depending on where you're at. I think Chuck E. Cheese is timed, and David Buster's is one that gives you a certain amount of plays.
Yeah, most plays.
Last I checked, Chuck E. Cheese. Didn't Chuck E. Cheese go bankrupt, guys?
I think there's still, isn't that one still over here in Corona, Uncle? I think there's still one in Corona.
Well, I'll go look that up next. I found the Star Wars machines I wanted to show you, and it's unbelievable. Because I just remembered by looking at this that they had one that you could sit down inside of the machine. And then they had another one that you could stand up and play. And that you got handles like you're controlling an X-Wing fighter.
That's cool.
Right.
That's fun.
Yeah, they have them in there too.
And the arcade one would actually move around, right, Chuck? It would move around.
Yes, there was a version that moved around, and there was a version that was still. You had both. Yep. These were expensive machines. I mean, I'm surprised they even made them, but they were out there.
That is crazy.
Yeah, in David Buster's area, it's the company up there at Buster's, and what was that other place? It's a new place that we went.
There's a few of these places. There's John's Incredible Pizza Company. There's that round 9. Was it called Round 1?
Round one. I believe it was. That's the one we went into.
It's like a Japanese style.
Yeah, we went into that one. That's the one we went into.
Yeah.
And they had these. You pick a thing out. Watch it. Don't grab. Grab. It goes in the hole. Oh, wait a minute. The key with that, though, is I found out a situation. Make sure they're full. If they're full, you don't have to do this lifting and jumping. All we have to do is move them along. And they're full, and they'll drop in the hole.
There we go, because there's a strategy.
There's a strategy to it.
You got to find the strategy to these games. That's how you win them.
Yeah, that's what we found out.
That's for sure.
His son says, "No, wait, let's do it this way. This is a full one. Yeah, it's a full one. So we can go ahead and just take it down and let it.
Are you talking
drag
about
it?
You're
drag
talking
it down. Drag it down. Ding, 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 ding. Here we come with a load of stuff.
You're talking about the claw machines.
Yeah. That's what
claw machines.
Claw machine.
They love the claw machines, my kids.
That's what we're talking about.
All about the claw. In fact, I don't know if you've seen these yet, Chuck, but there's entire YouTube channels dedicated to people in these arcades, like Dave and Buster's and all that, but they're mainly doing the crane games. And they just do videos where for like 40 minutes they're playing crane games in one arcade place.
Yeah, I've
seen those.
They dedicate themselves to like everything. Yeah, anything you can imagine people could do. There are YouTube channels devoted to it. Absolutely, I've seen that with the crane games. And what is the other thing? You know those skee ball.
Yeah, Skee Ball channel. I haven't seen those yet.
Yeah, okay. Food and Games chain, which also owns Peter Piper, is reportedly exploring a sale 3 years after it emerged from bankruptcy. That's Chuck E. Cheese. They went bankrupt 3 years ago, and they're exploring sales now, and most stores are closed.
I swear there's one in Corona here that's still open.
Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, that's still open over there, Uncle. We went there, I think, in 2022. I swear we went there in 2022. I was just looking at photos of it the other day. I think it was 2022.
It's still open?
Yeah, the one down there on McKinley.
Yeah.
That's open.
It's still open.
Yes.
We gotta investigate this stuff.
It's over there.
I want to go. We'll go over there and let you investigate because I want to see what's going on here with these things.
Yeah, I don't know how. What's going on? But
got a little cash on me.
California, Southern California. We make things happen here, okay? Chuck E. Cheese, it's not closed. We still have it.
When I was over there, the Evil Star Burger was taking over everything. Carl's Jr.'s popping up everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how many of those things there are. They pop up. Yeah, I don't understand how Carl's Jr. does what it does. Because I don't know if many people go to it, honestly.
They're still in the business. They're in business. But, I mean, I never seen a fast food service ever yet been broke down. Well, I mean, I haven't seen one yet to break down. Like, you got McDonald's, that's good. Burger King, that's still hooking. And even Arby's, that has the meat still kicking.
You haven't lived in a bad enough neighborhood yet. Because what happens is you got Kentucky Fried Chicken on one corner, you got McDonald's on another, you got Burger King on another. Taco Bell comes in and Burger King goes out. That's what happens in bad neighborhoods. They compete and choke out the market from each other.
Well, that's the key. That is the key, Chuck. That is it. They fight each other to the death.
The burger wars, Uncle.
Pretty much.
Hey,
That's
Chuck,
exactly what he said.
I want to ask you, Chuck, because of your location, I want to ask you a question. When you go to McDonald's, do you ever get warm burgers or food, even in a timely manner?
No.
My guess would be
no, absolutely not. The McDonald's that's near here, and you can ask B. Pete next Friday, is one of the worst McDonald's ever.
No, this is typical. I've noticed this. Anytime I want to know what a city's like, the first thing I do is go to McDonald's. That's what I did in Toledo. That's what I did, all right. I was like, well, I got to be in Toledo for like the next year, so I want to see. And I'll tell you what, I tested McDonald's, and I went there 3 days. Every single time, the food was cold.
Mm-hmm.
The fries got the old dunk back in the hot grease trick.
Oh, no,
I was like, well, this is garbage.
All right, sometimes the fries are hot here.
Sure.
Sometimes you can get lucky and the fries are hot, but nothing else ever is. And you know the other thing? They can't stack their burgers correctly. Every time you get a burger from this place, the meat's all the way off to one side, the cheese is over on one. It looks like somebody blindfolded themselves before they stacked the burger.
It's almost as if they don't give a crap.
Yeah, kind of.
And sure enough, my test proves pretty conclusive that you go to any place, if you're thinking of moving there, go to McDonald's, and you'll find that's how everything runs, right down to the constabulary out.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
That's your work. Your work ethic of the area.
Do you know, I'm beginning to believe this fast food crazy crap going on. I think the better one is In-N-Out. They have a better selection, just eat In-N-Out.
Yeah, we don't have those here.
And they have a hamburger with a lettuce. Forget about the bread. You don't need to eat the bread. For Pete's sakes, get this one with a post-style food, and man, that's more delicious than having a hamburger.
Yeah, we don't have those here, Uncle.
Days.
We don't have them.
Yeah, that's California. Uncle.
Yeah, no, it's not just California. Somebody was going to buy me. Somebody was going to buy me one in Texas, so I know they exist in Texas, but I never got it. And anybody I know that's been in California, they go, "Oh, you got to come out here. You know what? I'll take you to the In-N-Out Burger. You'll be happy."
You want to do a favor, Sajaked?
What's that?
You want to do a favor?
I want to do a favor.
For Chuck.
Mail him an In-N-Out Burger.
There you go.
We're gonna do you a favor, or Chuck. We're gonna mail you a hamburger.
If you can figure out how to do it, you know what? It'll still be warmer than the McDonald's burger over here. I guarantee it.
Yeah. I just want to see how you taste, and then if you get it, let us know how you feel about it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know.
Well, I would love to see you guys come to Texas and meet me down there. Maybe we could have a burger there.
Yeah,
we shall see. I don't know about the Texas thing, to be quite honest, Chuck.
I understand.
They're going on a cruise.
Yeah, I know they're going on a cruise.
We could do something.
I'll take a look at it, but I don't know.
Maybe that's it. He's already got his vacation blocked out for his cruise. Can't take another one.
No.
We're not.
We're not.
The rest of the family
is.
It's a different time. We're not even going. I don't want to go. I don't know. There's a lot of factors at play.
I totally understand.
I'm going to keep it at maybe. I don't know. This is
I understand. My daughter was trying to tell me she wanted to come down there, go down the same time as me, but she won't leave her dog home alone. So I'm like, look, I'm not going to deal with that.
We got a neighbor we can have help the dogs and stuff. But if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, well, as long as she lives near North Carolina, it'll be perfect. I'm making a joke. My daughter with the dog, and she's in North Carolina.
No. There's a lot of this is a cross country experience, Uncle.
A lot of moving parts,
literally there would be to pull it off. Yeah. Exactly. I wish that was in driving distance. If it was driving distance, that a driving trip entices me so much more, first of all, than a damn airplane trip. I try to.
Well, if I can convince them, I'm going by car. But if we ever have a conference in Vegas, I'll let you know.
Oh yeah, Vegas is easy.
Yeah, I know it is.
Texas is a different story, but Vegas, oh yeah, it's like
Oh, I know. Simple. You could do Texas. I mean, you could do Vegas, no problem.
Yeah.
Maybe like 6-hour drive, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. 5 or 6, something like that.
No. Vegas is less than that, I think.
Really?
It's like maybe 4.
From where you are? 4?
I want to say 4. Yeah, I think it takes longer to get to San Francisco than it does to Vegas for us. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Maybe it's 6. I don't know. I don't go out there it's been forever since I've been out there. I can't remember. Whatever. I don't go many places these days.
Oh, I think we lost Jimmy.
We did?
Hey, Jimmy, what do you say?
Yeah, he's gone.
What happened to him?
I don't know. I just looked over. He's gone.
Well, we have Sally in the chat.
Well, anybody else on the rings, and who's listening, Chuck?
Well, nobody else is on the rings, but I can find out who's listening because I don't have the crash computer problem like we did that week. So hold on, I'll find out for you.
Oh, yeah. Sally is in the chat at YouTube, and she's saying it takes 2 hours or less to get from L.A. to Las Vegas. See, so it's even less than I'm thinking.
Oh, geez.
It doesn't take long to get out there. It really doesn't. It takes forever to get to San Francisco, which people think that's next door. That takes 6 hours to get up there.
Yeah, that's a 6-hour way.
Well, Sally, find out how long it takes to get from L.A. to Dallas.
Oh, L.A. to Dallas? Oof. Dallas. Yeah, it takes a minute.
That takes a minute. More than 5 hours? Give or take?
Yeah.
Maybe 4?
I don't know.
Something like that, I'd say.
Well. Okay. We have 3 listeners in Canada. We have all night tonight. They turned us on right when my show went live, and they've been live the whole rest of the time. Germany.
Nice.
Germany, look at that. We have a Germany company.
I think that's that pub again. Drink up, boys.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh man, let's see.
That's where we all need to travel to, the German pub. Forget Dallas. That's Lamesville.
I got you, but that restaurant puts on Ocelli.com radio and leaves it on for like 2-3 days sometimes.
Well, that's my point. Any place that does that must be an interesting place. That's what I'm saying. These are the places we need to go to.
Yeah, that's right. He's right about it. So I think you got something there.
Well, look,
what is their motivation to do this? Like, I like it, but I want to interview.
No, I want to know too. I would love to get an email or something. Or look, I'll figure out a way. I can call you on Skype. I have Skype credits, and I can call internationally if need be. We can call them into the show.
Well, let's try. Let us do something, Chuck. I got an idea for next week.
All right.
Let's try what you just said. Try to call them in and see what they say, how you like our show.
But I need a phone number. See, I don't have their phone number.
Well, how do you find that out?
Well, I don't know, because I just have, they're there. They're a listener. So I don't know. There's no way you can't get a phone number off of that. They would have to call us. Or email me. Give me a phone number. I'll call you. So you don't have to pay the international rate.
The question is, though, is to get to them, to get the message, and to come to get you a message, they have to have it off of you saying it, no?
No, all they got to do is if they hear me say this and they send me an email with a phone number, okay, give me the German phone number, I will call them during the show, and I'll put them in.
Yeah. Right.
That's it. But I don't have a phone number to call. They got to send me a phone number, and I'll call it.
You got to figure this out.
Yeah. So anyway,
figure this out how to do that.
3 listeners in Canada.
I want to listen to those guys in a conversation. I'm pretty sure we'll have a good long conversation.
Well, I don't need to make this even more confusing than it already is, but Sally said it would be 2 hours from L.A. to Vegas in a bullet train, so it is longer. It's more like, I swear it's like 4 hours or something.
Well, bullet train. Geez, I had 2 hours. I was about to lose it.
Yeah, it's not that fast of a bullet, is it? I don't think the bullet... But that's even if they make the damn thing, which they probably won't, so don't hold your breath on that.
Why, is it another Elon Musk project?
Well, we don't need Elon Musk to not do things around these parts.
Elon Musk is the devil's fort. He's with him. Man, when I heard him talk,
You don't like that.
I hear
don't
you.
like either of them. No, just to say. Just saying that.
Uncle, we're at the end of the show here.
Well, we have a guest. Oh, Jimmy.
No, Jimmy's gone. He hung up.
What the heck happened to him?
I told you he hung up
wait.
before.
Sally says the bullet train is happening. I've heard from people that they're working on it too. I've actually heard tell that the next Olympics it's going to be in LA is sort of speed rushing the train project into being created. So I hear
That probably will start.
I've heard
when
that.
it comes
So
up.
that's another story for another day.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle, this is the end of the show. Should we do shout outs before we go? Do you want to shout anybody out?
And just to the listeners and the outside listeners where he got in touch with.
Shout out to Germany, I guess.
Germany, yep. Shout out to you, Germany, and hopefully you can hand us the number to give to me and Nan to sign in for my show.
Yeah, send me your German phone number. I will gladly call you during the show and bring you on so you can tell us what's going on. Why are you listening to Ocelli.com radio in the restaurant? Are you playing it for everybody who's eating or drinking?
Yeah.
Or what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's a pub, I know, but it's got food, right?
It's got to have food.
Hey,
Can't just have drinks.
Can we
Unless
say
it's
that
wrong.
Uncle and Aaron are good for the digestion? Huh? What's up?
You must be. We must be because you're listening to us.
Yeah. And shout out to Count Pupper, who is in the chat, to Sally, that's in the chat. Creative Accents was in there earlier. Thanks, everybody, for being here in the live stream. Thank you, anybody who happened to see this on Twitter X. We're doing pretty good over there with the stream. That's really the reason I have the damn blue check mark is for the live streaming. The live streaming, I'm really enjoying, Uncle.
Well,
I really love it. Like I said, the VCR, all this stuff. There's more stuff I want to do to like play around with it.
remember, people, we're going to have the show for this weekend.
We're going to have the show for this weekend.
Comedy show out for another show on my show.
Oh yeah. We should be doing a live stream of the VHS watch party. Maybe we'll switch it up with a video game one, but I think it's going to be the VHS, Uncle. I think so.
Well,
maybe we'll do both.
Like I said, let's go to the stores and like we were discussing in my hour about
and get the arcade.
Get the arcade stuff.
Okay.
And just have it here, so we won't have to. Hey, let's go out the store first.
What?
I want to get it here. Have it set up.
I have a very small technical issue with the controllers on the Nintendo games and my setup here. I have to unplug something. Well, it's a long story. Make a long story short. It's difficult for me to plug two controllers into my setup
at the same time.
Yes, unfortunately, I'm trying to remedy that, but I haven't yet.
Well, you have to figure it out before we have to go looking for the things, though. But I'm just saying, we can go shopping for it. They're not use them yet.
Yeah.
Just have them on hand. That's all I'm asking. So we can go looking.
Indeed.
And just to do that.
So thanks, everybody. Make sure you press the buttons at Uncle Podcast on YouTube, Twitch, something else. I'm getting really tired and my brain's not working. UncleThePodcast.com is the website.
That's telling me he's getting tired, people.
Uncle,
he's getting tired over here.
I'm tired, but you're charged up, Uncle. So why don't you
I'm still charged up.
bring us home for the week?
Drink here.